Hi guys, so welcome to part 2 of my book haul, and this part is the part that I'm most excited about. It includes 9 books, one of which is a new book from my local bookstore, and the other 8 are brand new from Amazon, and I have 4 hardcovers in that, so I am super stoked to be talking about these books. First thing I want to talk about is actually not a book, and it is actually a bookmark of sorts. I got this from my father, and it looks like a leaf, but what you do is I don't use it for paperbacks, but I use it for hardbacks, and you put it in the middle of the pages like this up, and when you close the book, it doesn't show where it's marked, like it doesn't cause a dent in the book or to affect the pages, but when you open the book, it automatically opens to that page, and it's super like soft material. I don't know, I just love it. It came in a pack of 3, but he just gave me 1. And it's fantastic. So if you ever see these, I recommend you pick them up. Moving on to the books. So the first book is the book that I got from my local bookstore, and that book is The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. And I picked this book up because it is kind of a like spooky book, and this is October. Plus it just sounded really good, and it's a part of a series. I'm not sure how many books were in that series, but this first book is about a girl who starts going to a boarding school. And when she starts going there, girls, I don't know if they're in the actual boarding school or in the city area, but they're starting to get murdered. And nobody can find the guy that they suspect to be the killer, and they're kind of like Jack the Ripper killings, although this is in modern times. But then it turns out the girl sees the guy that they think has done the murders, and yet no one else can see him, and so she's trying to figure out if she has some abilities and if she has to use them to stop the murders. It just sounds amazing, and I really actually like the cover a lot. So I'm hoping to read this book this month. The next book that I got is a BookTube favorite, and this book is from Amazon, and that is The Selection by Kiera Cass. This book, if you don't already know, is kind of like The Bachelor meets like fantasy world. The prince gets to choose his princess from a selection of women, or girls I guess, who get dressed up and stuff, but this girl also is in love with someone below her caste, and so she has to make decisions. It's supposed to be just a really fun read, and that is why I got it, because I wanted some light, fun fantasy in a mixture of more scary, more difficult reads. After that, I got Angel Fall by Susan E. I've been seeing this book around the BookTube community a lot lately. I saw an awesome review by Katsuki Writer 24, Katie, who did a review and said this book was fantastic and loved it. And it is about a girl who basically 6 weeks ago, angels ascended upon the planet and are warring it out, and people are getting murdered. And this girl's sister gets kidnapped by some angels, so she must team up with a wingless angel, and they must find her sister, and in return she's helping him. It's supposed to be fantastic, and I cannot wait to read this book. And I think the next book is supposed to be coming out soon. So the book I got after that is something that I've been eyeing for a while. It's not supposed to be the best fiction, but for some reason I just really want to read it. So finally I couldn't resist, and I got the bind up of the first 2 books. And this is Shadow Falls, the beginning, which includes Born at Midnight and Awake at Dawn by C.C. Hunter. This is a girl who goes to a party which turns out to be a bad idea, a bad party, and she gets sent to a school. And it turns out the school has supernatural beings in it. And I just want to read a supernatural school book, and this is it. So I hope it's okay or good. If not, I don't know what I'll do, but I kept looking at it and I couldn't resist it. Next is another BookTube favorite, and that is Onyx by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I read the first book, Obsidian, this month. That is why I read this month, because I was getting the next one. And while I was a little iffy on the first half of the book because it reminded me of Twilight, not that there's something wrong with Twilight, but I don't really care for books that really strongly reference another book that's like pop culture, unless it's like a classic. Anyways, but I really enjoyed the second half. I can see where it's addicting, and I cannot wait to read this. It's going to be just a lot of fun and one of those girl read moments, yes. And now we get into the hardbacks. The first of which is something I've been seeing a lot, and I'm not surprised because it should be really good. And that is The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. If you have not heard what this is about, it has to do with vampires. I am hoping it is a lot like the book Sunshine, which was a vampire book but kind of took a completely different approach on it, and I loved that book. And this book is supposed to take a different approach on vampires too. The approach it takes is that Cold Town is basically vampires are quarantined off, and Cold Town is one of those areas, or maybe that's what all the areas are called, where vampires live. And once you get infected, if you drink blood, well, then you're a goner and you become a vampire. And this girl, for whatever reason, I don't remember the details, has to go into Cold Town. And once you leave Cold Town, you never escape. So I think this fits in perfectly with October, and I love the cover. After that is something I've been waiting for a while. And it is a sequel, and I'm sure a lot of you have it or have heard of it, but that is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. Anyways, she wrote Throne of Glass, which I loved. The main character is so kick butt. The first book is about a girl who's an assassin, and she gets captured, and then she must fight for her freedom, well, fight to become the king's assassin, basically. And if she does that and she wins, then she gets to fight for him for a certain amount of years, and then she'll be free. And this is the second book, so it is going to be amazing. I cannot wait. I've heard nothing but fantastic things. Like, this book is supposed to be better than the first book. Alright, the last two books are a little bit less known on the BookTube community, but the first of these is something I saw and just couldn't resist. I also saw this on Publisher Weekly for children's too. The second, which was in my most anticipated books. I've only seen this book once so far on BookTube, and that is The Clockwork Scarab by Colleen Gleason, and I love the cover to this book. I want to show you the inside too because it is also beautiful. Look at this, isn't it beautiful? And look at the side. Oh, I love it. It is gorgeous. This is about the sister Bram Stoker and the niece of Sherlock Holmes, and girls are going missing and are being murdered, I think. And so the cousin and the sister are like detectives, and they're also vampire killers, I guess. And so they go after the mystery. It looks amazing. I just love that reference, and especially Sherlock Holmes. And then you got Bram Stoker. It's going to be awesome, and it looks tiny, but it's still like 300 and some pages, so I think it's just a really scrunched book. But I am very, 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 very excited. The final book was on my most anticipated reads, and that is Robin McKinley's Shadows. This plot sounds so interesting. I just don't know where to begin. So let's begin. First of all, it's about a girl, and her mom gets married to this guy, and they live in a world where it's all technology, no magic. And if you do magic, I think it's against the law or it's really bad. Everyone's about technology. And so her new stepfather came from the world of magic. It also turns out that the girl has ancestors who were like a great magician, but she is against all of that. And then this really cute boy comes to town, and he knows about her father, and he's also from the world of magic. And it's all about that. And I guess these shadows follow her stepfather around, and she's really curious to know what they are, and she's really worried of the danger. I hope it's good. I bet it's going to be good. I love this author. Fantastic. Cannot wait, and I will definitely do a review on this. So, yay! Whoa. So, these are all of the books of part 2 of my book haul. Just a few books. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed it, sharing and buying all those books, but I cannot wait until I get to read all of them and share my reviews with you guys. Let me know if you're interested in any of them, if you've read them, what you think I should read first, any and all of that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Bye, guys!